welcome back to the show. Now, we've been talking about food throughout the episode. So, what I've decided is to bring to you, okay, the full array of food that I've raided from my kitchen. So, Dr. Sankip is here to tell us more about the different food. And like we said, okay, health food doesn't need to taste like cardboard. It can be delicious as well. All right, so are we ready to go through this?
Let's rock and roll.
All right, let's do this.
And by the way,
yes,
men who can cook are the best.
oh yes, definitely. All right, we're not just eating, there to eat everything else, okay? We actually know our food.
Yeah.
Okay, first thing first, all right, let's bring on one of my favorite for my salads. This is kale, all right? And it's rated like the #1 choice, all right, when it comes to vegetables and stuff like that. Why is it, doctor?
Yeah, but I think kale's a very recent development. It's been as a vegetable for many, many years, but it's gained a lot of popularity in the last few years, especially because more and more people have started eating vegetables and salads.
Salads, yep.
So I think spinach and kale got a big acceptance because they are easy to mix with the other vegetables and they form a very good base for salads.
Correct.
And they are nutritionally packed. So we would like to actually divide food colors based on the nutrients.
Yes.
So I think kale, spinach, broccoli, bok choy, all these come into a green group, which is very rich in iron, very rich in vitamin B, and cruciferous vegetables have tons of antioxidant benefits.
Yes, okay, so instead of lettuce, okay, well, it just costs a little bit more, and you can get actually kale at the major supermarkets.
Well,
so,
the nutrient profile for kale is a lot better than lettuce.
yes, okay, so go for kale. So, next up, okay, what I've brought is this, okay, the humble lemon, but it's no longer humble, because what I do is every morning, all right, I will have a very nice cup of warm lemon juice. And it really hydrates the body, plus a lot of benefits like...
Yeah, me too. I love lemon juice, especially with a little bit of pink Himalayan salt to start the day off. It kind of gives you the electrolytes you need, prevents muscle cramps. I love to exercise in the mornings, so it kind of is a good pre-exercise drink to kind of keep me hydrated and active, and it wakes me up.
Yep.
So the other thing I also love about morning drinks is apple cider vinegar with
ACV.
lemon in it. Yeah, that's a very good combination too, especially for weight loss, especially for gut health and stuff. So what is lemons? What is lemon rich in? Lemon is ideally a orange food group where the phytonutrients that are predominant in orange is vitamin C. There's a lot of citrus bioflavonoids as well, which are antioxidants, anti-aging, really good for collagen formation. So if someone's looking for good skin, beauty, vitamin C it is.
Okay, and of course, same color, and of course, Dr. Sankip has been asking me to eat more colors, everything else. So another one that I have is the pepper.
Yeah, so the bell peppers, I think you have different varieties, red one, green one, yellow one, and I think some places have orange too. So these, all of them have different profiles. So the yellow one that we have here has tons of bioflavonoids as well. It's got vitamin C in it, very good in fiber. It's a very good prebiotic. The only thing when you remember, you remember when you're buying peppers, please make sure that they are organic because bell peppers have the highest content of pesticides.
Oh, is that right?
Yes.
Okay.
So even if you wash them, sometimes it's very hard to remove pesticides that are within the fruit or that have seeped in. So choose peppers, bell peppers especially, that are organic and they're very tasty, very nutritious, and they can go either cooked or with salads.
Okay, one thing that I know I add with my salad is my son's favorite cucumber. I don't know why he likes cucumber. I find it all right. It's a bit bland, but what are benefits of the cucumber?
So cucumbers has got a lot of water content in it. So it kind of cuts down your cravings and it kind of satiates you because of the fiber content, because of the water content. There's a lot of vitamins in it, water-soluble vitamins and minerals too. So how I like to eat cucumber is I usually chop them up and add them to my salad, to a bowl of salad. Sometimes I like to just make them into veggie sticks and eat them with either hummus or even just plain salt and chili powder. Yeah, so
feeling hungry.
that's a good snack to kind of give you that little punch when you want to eat
Right.
something.
Right. So we're not just talking about salads here, okay? But we also talk about Asian cooking. And how can we not talk about Asian cooking without all the various ingredients that we have here? All right. The onion,
So
the garlic, and the ginger, okay?
So onion is ubiquitous for Indian food. There's a saying that if the onion prices go up, the chances of the government losing is high. I mean, you add everything. I mean, onion to everything
Yes.
that you cook, like all the curries have onions and stuff like that.
Yes.
So onions a very interesting profile to it. So it's under the group of white colored foods, and it's got a very unique compound called quercetin in it, which is anti-inflammatory. So it really helps your gut. It's a prebiotic. It modulates immunity. It kind of prevents autoimmune problems by adjusting immune function. And onion and turmeric together are one of the most potent
Yep, this is the
are one of the
turmeric.
most potent anti-inflammatory foods available in nature.
Okay. All right. So the ginger and garlic,
So
same thing?
ginger is also very high in anti-inflammatory properties. Very, very good for anti-inflammatory properties. Both ginger and garlic are strong cardioprotective. That means the properties that they have protect the heart and the vessels, especially garlic, especially black garlic. There's a lot of nutrients and antioxidant properties that kind of protect your heart.
Yes.
Protect the blood, protect the heart.
Okay. So I also brought in some vegetables. Okay, it's more common for Asian cooking. Okay, the bak choy, okay, bai cai, and broccoli. All right.
Yeah, so this is again example of the green vegetable group. Bok choy and broccoli both are very rich in chlorophyll or iron content. So that's why they're green colored. They have tons of vitamins in it, very good fiber. Especially broccoli is super rich with antioxidant properties, and they have something called that modulate some phytonutrients that modulate your hormones as well, especially the female hormones. They balance it out. Anti-cancer properties. So this has been gaining a lot of popularity. I know broccoli traditionally gets a bad rap, saying that it's not tasty, children don't like to eat it and
Oh,
stuff.
my kids love broccoli.
And I love to make roasted broccoli with some butter and lots of pepper. I like a little bit of charred taste to it, and I pretty much eat it with all my steaks and everything.
Right.
So
You mentioned butter.
Yeah.
So once again, to all the audience out there, butter, is a healthy fat.
That's right. That's right. We didn't get a chance to discuss that in detail, so I'm just going to drop it here. So butter is one of the saturated fat sources. It's been previously deemed unhealthy, and there's been a lot of debate about how much to eat, whether it's causing more heart problems or not. So butter has a very unique fatty acids, which is
Yes.
called butyrate, which is very important for your gut bacteria to thrive. So having a little bit of butter, whether it's applying on your veggies and roasting them, or even like skewing, grilling your vegetables, or even like having butter itself on your toast or sourdough toast or whatever, it adds the element of the fatty acids to you.
So this is like another myth demystified.
That's right.
Or again.
Recently, there's a trend, something called the bulletproof coffee. I don't know if you've heard
yes,
that,
I've
where
heard
they
it.
add butter to
Butter
the
to the
coffee.
coffee, yes.
And that kind of satiates you longer because of the fat content in it. So good quality butter is important. Grass-fed butter,
Okay.
organic butter is much better than what you get commercially.
Since we're on a roll on demystifying all these myths that we have, butter versus margarine.
Okay, so margarine is processed. Margarine comes from a vegetable source.
Yes.
It's basically a chemical process where the vegetable oils are extracted and then solidified to become that consistency. So that has a lot of downsides, very highly inflammatory. So as much as possible, I advise my patients not to take margarine,
Yep.
but instead choose a more natural source, which is butter.
Okay, that's one big myth that we've just described.
And butter is very good. It's a mood food. It adds a delicious flavor to the food that you cook it in.
Yes.
It's got very high melting points, so you can kind of
Yes.
heat it up to a higher temperature compared to vegetable oils. So it's got a lot of benefits. So use more of that.
Okay, since we are on fats, okay, two of my favorite things as protein that I like to add into my salads, we have the bacon and the patty.
Okay.
A lot of people will say, no, this is unhealthy. What do you think?
Yeah, so that's again another myth, right? That
Yes.
fats, traditionally red meats, are bad for you. So there is a truth and a myth in that.
Yes.
So the truth is red meats are a lot processed. And if you don't know where the source is, the chances of it having antibiotics and other growth hormones being injected into animals, it's possible. I know Singapore does some kind of screening to choose the source of meat where they don't use all these hormones and other stuff. But that's something that you guys need to be aware of. Red meats have that potential that they might have growth hormones and stuff. The other thing is also to preserve things like bacon and patties. People add nitrates. Okay, they are the most commonly used preservatives, which are carcinogenic. That means they can cause cancer.
Ah,
So when you buy bacon or sausages or
Right.
patties, make sure that they are nitrate free.
that
Okay,
means they're not processed at all.
that's right. And they can be processed,
But with more
the
care?
shelf life is not as much as those that are available with nitrate. So they have to be consumed faster.
Okay.
So it's harder to get, but look out for these sources. There are places where they do sell bacon, which is nitrate free, and sausages that are nitrate free,
Right.
which are much more delicious and much more healthier.
All right. So next up, I've brought along a couple of stuff that most people might not really add into their Asian diets, everything else. So I've got my olives. I love olives. Parsley. There is some secrets behind the parsley. And sprouts. Doctor would like to take us through the benefits of all these three.
So that's an interesting fact that you said it's not part of the Asian diet.
Yep.
But interestingly, parsley, the Asian
Yes,
version of it is the coriander. So it's pretty much also prevalent in Indian cooking. I'm not sure how much of it is there in the Asian variety.
Well, in Chinese cooking, it's more like a garnish.
I see.
Yeah, there's
So
so,
in
much good properties coming out from it.
It's medicinal.
Yes.
It's got a lot of properties. Herbal. Most herbs have medicinal properties. They have a lot of anti-inflammatory and immune-mediating functions.
Yes.
So that's something that you can always add it to your juice, or even add it to your salad, or even cook it with your curry.
Yeah.
Sprouts, interesting one, whether it's alfalfa or bean sprouts or you call it tauge, right?
Tauge,
So most of them have very high vitamin content. And especially for mung bean sprouts or bean sprouts, when you allow them to sprout too long, then the protein content reduces and the fiber content increases.
So you got to get them young.
Yes, the seed form has very less protein content. It's more because all the food is stored for the seed to germinate. But once you allow the seed to germinate, that means once you're germinating the seeds, a lot of the carbs get used up and a lot of the protein is left behind. So there's a disproportionately high amount of protein in sprouts
Right.
when you catch them young. So I like to take sprouts raw, like a salad. Like I mix them up with vegetables, and I make like tomatoes. I add my own olive oil or balsamic, and then I make my own sprouts dressing, sprouts salad, and I love it. It keeps me full for for the whole day because it's high fiber, high protein,
Right.
and it works really well.
Okay. So the olives.
Olives, on the other hand, is like the priced food for Mediterranean kind of diet.
The Mediterranean diet.
Yes, whether it's pickled, whether you want to eat fresh olives into into your salads, or whether it's in the form of olive oil. All of it has its own benefits.
Yep.
Let me just add on about oils here, since we are on the topic. So olive oil is one of the more healthier oils that are available for us right now.
Yep.
And it's got a pretty good melting point as well. So it allows you to use it for both raw consumption, like as a salad dressing, and also to kind of use for light cooking purposes. That means you can't do deep fries,
Right.
but you can like saute or grill and stuff with olive oil.
And for salads, okay, normally what I do is I will get the extra virgin version of it.
Yes.
And like I mentioned earlier on, I've really swapped all my oils to olive oil,
Yeah.
And it's pretty affordable, I must say.
Yeah, so I should give you a little hint on this. So centrifuged oils are a lot better because they preserve the natural nutrients in the oil. So if you can get an extra virgin olive oil that's a centrifuge process, that preserves the benefits of olive.
Well, I've learned
a lot
something
more.
on that.
Yes.
Okay.
And on that note, so there's a lot of oils that are healthier and not healthier. The good ones are avocado oil,
Coconut
to
oil.
some extent coconut oil. Not very frequent use of coconut oil because it's a higher in saturated fats.
And the taste takes a bit of liking to it.
Yes, that's right. But coconut oil has got a lot of benefits as well. It's got very high portions of the MCT oils, so
Oh, yes.
which are now coming out. I mean, there's a lot of studies coming out saying how important it is for your overall brain health, to prevent neurodegenerative diseases, and also to kind of keep the gut going and to keep your metabolism in a good range.
Go Google it. MCT oil is highly recommended.
There's a lot of reviews on that. So coconut oil is another one where the melting point is high, so you can use it for deep frying.
Right.
So there's butter, there's ghee, which are more of an animal source, but also quite good. Traditionally, people have been using lards and tallows also for cooking, which also have very high melting points, and in fact are much better than vegetable oils or palm oils because they don't have very high melting points. They're not bad oils. You can eat them raw, but when you cook them, there's a lot of inflammatory byproducts that come by,
Yep.
and those can be quite detrimental, sometimes even carcinogenic, leading to high cancers and metabolic problems.
Okay.
So just watch out for those oils.
Okay, a couple of purples. Purple cabbage and blueberries. Okay, two separate things altogether. But again, I love adding colors to my salads.
That's right. Beautiful colors, ain't it? So
It
that
is.
forms into the blue and purple, blue, black, and purple group of the food. Very high in anthocyanins and a compound called resveratrol, which has been proven to have a lot of anti-aging benefits. So the purple cabbage, as you said, you can eat it with salads. You can even grill it. You can apply olive oil and just like saute and eat it. It's tasty and delicious.
Right.
And the blueberry is one of my favorite fruits. I can't wait to just pop
Okay,
one.
okay. We'll just sneak one.
Yeah, and it's rich in a lot of antioxidants. Super tasty. Add to your yogurts. Add to your juices. You can eat them fresh. Also choose organic varieties because they too have more pesticides or even molds growing on them. So
Now,
choose right.
For some people who like, keto, in a keto diet, they probably encourage you not to take fruits. Well, you can actually use this as a substitute for the regular oranges and apples because the sugar level of this is not really that high, and most important, the GI
Yeah.
is pretty low.
That's a good point that you made, Water, that blueberries is kind of keto friendly. So they're not all fruits are keto friendly because based on the glycemic index or the sugar levels, some foods are good, some foods are not good. But blueberries is one of those foods which is acceptable. It doesn't screw up with your ketogenic diets. And so blueberry is one thing that I guess you can introduce more of into your food.
And for those people on to keto, you probably know this. All right, this is the avocado.
This is the miracle fruit.
Superfood.
This is a miracle fruit.
This is a superfood.
Traditionally, I was not exposed to avocado growing
Yes.
up. My exposure to avocado only started maybe a couple of years ago when I was a vegetarian before, and that's when to add in more fats into my
healthy
diet,
fats, yep.
I started eating avocado. And yes, avocado is loaded with tons of nutrients. It's got lots of vitamins in it, healthy fats, amazing amounts of fiber, and it's super good. It satiates you. Just adding a little bit of it to the salad, or even to the egg scrambled egg. I love to eat avocado and scrambled egg.
A lot of Instagrammers will probably say avocado toast.
Yes, avocado toast, especially on a sourdough. I mean, it's trending now, and it's got a lot of benefits to it. So adding more of avocado is definitely good for your gut, good for your brains, good for your nerves, and good for your mood.
Yep.
So that's something that we can add more of.
Another thing that most Asians don't grow up on is actually cheese. I've got mixed review on cheese because when I started on the keto diet, actually I had a lot of cheese. But in one of the tests that I did, I can't remember what's the name of the test. But as a Chinese, as an Asian, okay, my ancestors did not actually eat a lot of cheese, so it's something not prescribed for me. But once in a while, I do dig on the cheese.
Yeah, so cheese is good for some. Like some people are genetically made to digest milk proteins better.
Yes.
Asians, traditionally, there's not much dairy in a Chinese diet.
Yep.
I mean, Japan has a little bit of it, but for the Chinese, it's not that much. Indians have a lot of dairy consumption. But then it's again the matter of how good is your dairy source. Is the dairy source from a very, like, the cows, are they fed with GMO grains? Are they fed with grass? So even that makes a big difference to the quality of milk that you drink.
Yep.
So, of course, if you get cheese that is off the mill, where the cows are loaded with hormones and the cows are fed with grains and other stuff, your cheese is going to have all that effect that has been in the cow, all the chemicals or whatever has gone into it, and then it's going to have inflammatory processes going on when you eat it. So, choose your cheese wisely.
Yes.
Choose those that are grass-fed, from grass-fed sources and organic sources. There's some brands that are very particular that I recommend to my patients when they're eating dairy.
Okay, and we did talk about the egg, and this is something that I'm quite familiar for the past 1 week because I've tried. Dr. Reddy actually recommend me to go on an egg diet. Okay, just to see how it goes in healing my inflammation. So eggs, we demystified it last week.
Yeah.
And now this is the thing is I had like 12 a day in my egg diet. So yeah, maybe just to sum it up for
Yeah,
people.
so eggs traditionally, I think people have a misconception that the egg yolks are bad. But as you said, the eggs are a whole source of protein and fat.
Fat and
So they come with a good source of good fats, vitamin. There's a good content of biotin in it. There's vitamin D in it. So eggs were demonized in the past. So now there's more awareness around it, and more people are eating it. As I said, if you're trying to build up, it's got leucine in it, which is one of the key amino acids for building muscle. So it keeps you fuller, it builds you up, it tones you, especially when you're working out, and even when you're kind of eating healthy, right? Egg is something that you can add.
Yep.
So egg and cheese are traditionally good protein sources. They have a good amount of fat as well. So please feel free to add in eggs regularly to your diet.
All right, we've talked about olive oil. Yes.
On that note,
Yes.
Eggs, choose the barn eggs or the free-range eggs over the caged ones, because caged ones are the commercially farmed eggs, and
The
again,
chickens are more stressed.
yes, stressed chickens produce poor quality eggs, and even though the macros of it is not like so much different, but these small amounts, the minerals, for free roaming chickens to eat worms and grains that are naturally available in the wild, the quality of the eggs is different. Of course, the pricing is going to be different. The free range ones are going to be more expensive, but the taste profile and the nutrient profile does matter.
Okay, so we talked about the olive oil already. So something that I always add to my salad instead of what I used to do is I used to find all the different kind of sweet sauce, the honey mustard sauce, the salad sauce, creamy soy sauce. But this is the thing to go for, the balsamic vinegar. Why do you reckon that?
So interesting that you chose to bring this, because balsamic vinegar is one of the easiest dressings you can keep. You don't have to mix it with anything. You can just pour vinegar onto the salad bowl and eat it.
Yep.
And it's delicious. It's evergreen.
It is.
And the nutrient profile is just amazing. So they have vinegar and olive oils. That there's a process how they make it. It's one of the classic Italian recipes that is available. And it does, even in the blue zones that we spoke about,
Yep.
people traditionally take a lot of balsamic vinegar. They eat it with breads, they eat it with their salads, they eat it with their vegetables. So traditionally, this has a very good nutrient profile, and it's been proven to have a lot of health benefits because of the fermentation, because of the vinegar in it,
Yep.
the acidic profile that it has. It's got some antimicrobial properties as well. So it's got its own benefits.
And a bottle like this actually can last quite long. You know, you'll be surprised. You know?
Yes.
Bottle of creamy salads and everything else.
Even if you eat salad every day, I think it'll last you for more than a month.
Yeah, about a month. I'm still on my last bottle, so this is a brand new bottle I just bought. And it doesn't cost too much also.
Yep.
Yep. So the last one, okay, we did talk about the turmeric powder earlier on. So we also mentioned in our previous set, kimchi.
Yeah. So kimchi is a fermented food. So it's very rich in probiotics. At the same time, you also get the benefits of eating the cabbage and the Chinese cabbage and other stuff that goes into the fermentation process, the vegetables. It kind of adds a lot of character, and it also adds a lot of nutrients to the whole mix. So it not only has the vitamins and minerals, but it's loaded with very good bacteria that are protective, that help a lot of your functions that we spoke about earlier, your mood, your gut, your digestion, your recovery, your immunity. So it has a lot of benefits to it. So this is one of the classic fermented foods that I think is gaining more and more popularity,
Yes.
especially from Korea. So this is a great one. My girlfriend loves it.
Yeah, and we're not talking about the long lines of people queuing up for the Korean food, everything else. Okay, so remember to order this on top of your barbecue meats and everything.
Yeah, and make sure that when you buy this, please check the label for preservatives. I usually like to buy ones that are organic without all these additives that are put into it.
Yeah.
There are some brands that are very particular in not adding stuff. So the traditional kimchi variety. So I always go for that.
Wow, what an episode! It makes me feel so hungry. Maybe I'll make a salad out of all the things that we have brought to the show.
Yeah. Once again, food plays an important role in our lives. Not just about losing weight, but eating the right food can also heal us inside and outside. Good quality food means whole foods. Try to keep away from processed foods. Read those labels. Remember, healthy food can just be as delicious. Whether it's traditional food or whether it's new age salads, they can all serve the purpose to heal you.
Now, if you find this content useful, please, okay, do like and share this video. There are many people who will benefit from your sharing.
Also, do check us out on Facebook. Our Facebook page is fb.com/healthreadyshow, where we have lots of health and wellness content just for you.
Now, till the next episode, my name is Water Tay.
And I'm Dr. Sankeet Reddy.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.